want waffles?
Hello. Good morning. I am awake.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy. Good morning, everybody. It is good to be here. It is a Friday. That means we're entering the weekend, which is so exciting. I'm so ready for a weekend. I don't know about you, Judy. It has been a long week.
For the
Every week
audio
is long,
listener, I
but
have
this has
like
been a long week.
I, I have like a mom hair bun right now and messy hair, and
You do. It
I
I
look like hell.
it doesn't not work for
I know, right?
you. Good morning, everybody. It is good to be back. We are here talking some nonsense this morning to start your weekend off right. Junie,
Yes.
how you doing?
Words. I'm okay. I spontaneously right now have the sniffles.
That's
So
that
now I
good
sound
audio.
worse than I did. Yeah, that's that good audio. I didn't have it 3 minutes ago, but it all of a sudden hit me.
You guys,
But-
like ASMR? Because this is the
mm,
opposite of that.
yeah, no, it's still that. It's just bad. It's just it gives you the feelings that you don't want to feel. It's the kind of ASMR that gets like 1 stars and thumbs downs. That's what I'm aiming for. Here we go. So we have an outline that we've
We
cobbled
have an
together.
outline. We always
We
have
have
an
one.
outline because we're
It's always here,
professionals.
whether it's good or bad. That's subjective. Uh, but last night and my hour fueled sleep, that's all I was running off of at the time. Hunter asked me, what would you talk about? And the one thing I remembered was the last episode, Monday, Randall, super awesome.
Our good friend,
Go
Randall.
go support Little Game Masters on Kickstarter.
Yes,
We
do
are
the thing.
I think we're getting super close to getting it up to the $20,000 mark. Oh my
As
god, dude!
of right
Today's the
now,
day. It's 19.
19,432 as of the recording of this moment.
Yeah,
Which means we are like less than $600 until the $20,000 stretch goal, which is an adventure by yours truly. So
and
if you
Hunter is
want
contractually obligated. Yeah,
if you
he's
want to
got to do it.
release that nonsense, do the stuff.
Should Hunter's nonsense be released to children? That's debatable, but it's happening.
You
It
can't
will be
stop it. The wheels are already in motion. Oh boy, I'm so excited. It's gonna be stupid.
the whole thing is fantastic.
Some people have said that I am that my brand of GMing is just especially designed for kids because I run very like yes and also here's some extra nonsense. That's my ideal focus. However,
I feel that.
not all of my games are child friendly. Junie, we talked last night about potentially talking since we had family friendly last time. We talked about those kids games. Flipping that switch for today.
We're gonna get real bad. We're gonna become bad boys for life for you guys.
We're going to be those naughty rascals.
God. I want to really like pull that thread and just keep going. It's like, tell me about it. Tell me about being them naughty rascals. Just have
We
you.
are the naughty rascals, those boys who bring you the noise.
Oh, well, hold on. This is turning into something different now. Hold on. All right. This went into a very aggressive naughty daddy into like I feel like it was the intro to a song or a rap group now. And I'm here for it. I know we neither one of us have the energy and or willpower to drop a dope rap album in that voice, but I'm writing it down for later.
Yeah.
Uh,
Put it as a stretch goal for when we hit specific Patreon levels.
yeah, one. If we get one
If we
Patreon for the
get
Patreon
one,
we don't have, we will
Junie
write.
Junie will rap an entire song, and I will add like the
Give me my
equip.
ad lib, dude.
It's gonna be the like Thriller, the like that voice at the beginning and end where he's like
Oh, that's
uh
good too.
the terror of the Thriller.
Oh, that's good. I would
Um,
still want you to be my ad lib guy.
absolutely, yeah.
Do you know what that is in like in a rap? You get that part
Yeah,
right where it's
yeah.
just yeah, okay. Well, you know what?
The
Hey,
only
hold on. I
yeah.
don't know. I didn't know for a long
I'm
time
gonna
that
let you
that
finish,
person was
but
called.
first, yeah, yeah,
Anywho,
it'll be great.
dope raps.
We'll figure it
Also, I
out.
was gonna make you do it. Like I was just like, wait, what am I doing? Why? I wanted you to do it as that guy.
That would
Anyway,
be horrible. That would be ear garbage. Um, but we'll do it because we
we'll
love
do it.
you, the listener.
Shameless. So
Um,
anyway, yeah. We're gonna be talking about stealing shit
yeah,
today.
stealing shit, heists, all sorts of that good naughty boy behavior. Um,
Burgling. We're gonna burgle all the stuff.
burgle, talking some thieves, some thieves, some of those good thieves.
I was like, yeah, bring it. I wish it had a button. We need to have like a button somewhere, right? Where it's like when we can't like give each other the kind of cue where we say something
Uh-huh.
or type it in chat. Almost like if we hit a button, a little light comes off
Uh-huh.
in the other's room, like almost like a literal last light bulb.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like egging the other one on. And it's like one of us in the distance, like,
It's just
fucking do it.
it's just a button that you
Fucking
just
do
spam.
it.
You just spam a button and a little light comes on and it just says commit to the
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, 1000%. Yeah. I was just like, I was hitting a button. I was hitting a button that doesn't exist in my head.
I
We've been 12
I
minutes of this, y'all. This is it.
the
This is buckle up, boys, because this is what's going on today.
the great Rafiki has spotted an error in my prep for this morning, which is I forgot to turn off the notification that we had a guest on the stream.
Oh no, Randall's not here. We gotta text him. We gotta tell him to get back
Randall's
on.
not here. I have to. How do I delete a message in the chat?
Oh no, we lied to the people. We got a message of, hey man, we accidentally said you were here. So
we
can you jump on
we
now?
did post a link to the thing, uh,
Mhm.
and if you follow that link, you would see a video of Randall. So technically, not a lie.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't sue me. I swear it
I'm
was an
trying to say
accident.
we have, something. Okay, you say we have Randall Hampton on the show today,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, I guess the link to a video of him talking about his show is it's just stretching it, but technically, I guess that's within the bounds of
Mm-hmm. We
like
did
a demon might not take your soul, like you know what I
right.
mean?
We
Like
did
it'll be enough
say
to be you did it.
Randall Hampton,
You said his name.
and also talked about the Kickstarter. So
Yes.
we did have Randall Hampton on the show
Yes.
because we said his name. And
Uh-huh.
also there we did talk about the Kickstarter. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is you cannot convict me of this crime. However, you can convict me of others. Let's talk about thieves.
Thiefing. We're
Let's
talking
talk about
about
some good
thief and
old
stuff.
thief and crimes.
We're
Um,
stealing,
oh my
snatching up
goodness,
them hearts.
dude, I want an NPC named Thief and Crimes.
That should be your rap name. That should be that voice's rap name.
I am Thief and Crimes,
Yeah.
keeper of the stolen goods.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a go to like criminal NPC in your games?
Yes, it's the same douchebag character.
You do
It's
you do
it's that
default to that.
persona. It's I default to that like confident one, and he's usually a criminal. Like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or he is a noble or somebody rich and powered doing a crime of some sort.
Mm,
But just the face man, the one that is if you're confident enough and you pretend you're supposed to be there, people are just gonna believe it.
right.
And almost to the point of the players go the players have this thing where they go, he's so obviously bad. Is Junie just messing with us?
Mm,
Like he can't be the main villain. Like obviously Junie's trying to like red herring us. It can't be that. And then the guy like comes out as being the big bad, and it's just like, that's right, it was me the whole time. And then like, fuck, we were right. Like we should have did something earlier, but we were like, it couldn't be that obvious. There's no way that he would just put it right there in front of us, and I
right.
did.
Why why would you? That's a ridiculous thing.
Yeah. I for like heist and thieving stuff to make I like to make things where if they're doing stuff it makes sense for them. I'll support if my players want to like randomly spontaneously devise a heist. Like the
Mm-hmm.
other day, they wanted to steal this thing from this ogre, and it was a big dramatic situation. I'll support the plotting of a heist, but if I'm actively setting a heist into motion, there's a certain way I like to do it where I'm not actively like, all right, I'm making you criminals,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a bit of me where it's just like whether they're good, bad, morally ambiguous, I like type thing. Morally ambiguous. I don't want to be the one to go, I've shaped that you are bad. Like in my for me, like that's just me. Uh, so it is something where there's a purpose. You're saving the day. This thing has been stolen. You're stealing it back. This is something like that. Um, I recently got the new keys from the Golden Vault that
Mm-hmm.
released. And the
Is it good?
first I like it. I liked the Candlekeep Mysteries one shots.
Mm-hmm.
And these are good because you you can sprinkle them in any campaign.
Sure.
You can take it and make it into like a one shot if you really make it really tight, or go like, oh, this will be my next few sessions. And the
Mm.
very first one, which I'm surprised it's technically for level one, is just a doctor or the organ. If you want to use a shadow organization, they basically say, hey, something was dug up from an archaeological site.
Mm.
It's on display in a
Love that.
museum. Everybody thinks it's a precious gem, but spaghettios, it's an egg for an eldritch horror.
Love
Like they're
that.
just like, it is an egg for an eldritch horror. It's going to hatch at midnight. You need to get it.
I will say, um, a gem that contains an eldritch horror. Wizards. I ran that adventure already. I've talked about that
Oh
adventure
no.
on stream.
Are you getting
Um,
problematic right now? Are you
uh,
accusing
I'm not.
Watsy
I'm
of
not confusing. I'm saying great minds think alike, but also
okay.
I did imprison Cthulhu in a gem and had a group accidentally release it at a wedding.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
okay. This rock looks like the aggro crag from Nickelodeon's Global Guts. I just thought of that and I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, it kind of
That
does.
is a very specific poll.
Yo,
Um,
that's the most specific pool I think I've made. I make a lot of like dumb references, but that is a very targeted called shot. Um, but yeah, so it's cool because they give you the ways, and it is they give you the ways to do it, and it is something where they can choose to do any of like the three
Mm-hmm.
ways you can go about it
I
or make
did.
up your own.
I read the is it Prisoner 13? I
Oh, that
which
was the one they released recently, right? Like the
Yeah,
free
so
one
they
that,
they
yeah.
put out the
Mm-hmm.
free one. I did read through that one. And I liked the fact that it was like, um here is the way that, like, the person setting it up will give them, and is just like, we will get you in if you want us to. Here's how we can get you in. And even in that, the players have choices in how they want to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
um but they also have, like, here are three other ways that they could potentially get in, or they might find a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that they have already put into place, like, you have four options, and in those options you have more options.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is very, very good. I
Yeah.
also like in I don't have you read through Prisoner 13?
No, no, I haven't.
In Prisoner 13, you have to break this person out of this, like, high security jail, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go there, and you just, like, say that you're a visitor, you can get into the jail. They will let you in, and, like, bring you to an area, and then you have to just, like, wait there. There's, like, a whole section on, like, if you just go and you're like, we're here to visit one of your prisoners, they'll do that. They'll let you, like, come in and do that, which is such a fantastic thing to have already built into the adventure, because I know my idiots and I know what they will immediately attempt to do.
That is verbatim how this first one goes. Like they hear museum heist and they're already plotting, and the person was just like, "Well, you could just go. It's open. You could just go into the museum. Like you
Right.
can go in, and then the area needs a ticket, and she has tickets for you.
Hmm.
Like it's a gala event, and she has formal clothes and tickets for you if that's the you want to like get up close and personal, so you can do case the joint, stay there."
Hmm.
Attack from the outside. They split up immediately, and I was like, "Oh no!" And it's a big place. It's a big map, and it's like
I
a lot of options for each. And I was just like, I get it, so I can't fault them, especially during like the planning phase. But the um, what I like in Keys from the Golden Vault, they outline like every mission has the same like four parts, and it's they're gonna get a briefing,
hmm
they get a chance to plan the heist, they get to do the heist, and then there's some sort of conclusion.
I do. I
So
love that,
it's
because that
boom.
you could play it as a something where, like, the same group is just a group of master criminals, and they're going from,
Mm-hmm.
like, one heist to another. You could definitely
Yeah.
play through all of them. But because they are sort of independent of each other as well, you could also have, like, any of them can be used as a one shot for any of
Yes.
your other groups.
Yeah.
Which is, that's great. I like a book that I can pull a specific thing, like a specific section of it, easily.
Yeah. That's why I like Candlekeep. I know I'm gonna love this one. I just picked this one because this was like the first level one, but
Hmm.
I love where I can go through and have like, oh, I need an X level adventure. I can just jump to it, but also it's not hard to just reflavor,
Right.
an adventure for a different level. So like my favorite Candlekeep mystery is a level 9 adventure. I've run it for like level 3s and level 1s and just had to
Hmm.
like pull my punches. But it's designed for level 9. So I was just like, okay, I can do this. Um the one thing that I do, I think, and I didn't invent this, for the like planning portion
Hmm.
of a heist, where they're like they need to like not necessarily a heist, anything where they have to plan stuff. I'm very generous with flashbacks. If
Yeah.
it's something where in real time we don't have a lot of time to plan something,
Hmm.
I do a lot of, so they don't have to worry about metagaming and like oh well, do you know that? It's just like we could make it that you guys are so dope that when you encounter an obstacle that you would have prepared for, we can talk about how you prepared for it.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
it's something where it's just like you get to like the guard thing and then we can cut to like the planning, the room where it happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it's you talking about the planning thing. So then you're going to give yourself advantage on this thing because you prepared for it, type of
Sure.
thing, or you have the thing you were going to need to do it.
When you
And
when you are
yeah,
giving flashbacks, do you give a set number of them? Are you giving like everybody can flashback once, or you as a group have this many, or are you just like anytime you reach something where you're like we would have planned for this, you did?
a lot of times I haven't played with a group that abused it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of me offering it and letting them know that they could do it,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want people to feel like I hated it when people would nickel and dime me with certain things in games where it's
Mm-hmm.
just well, you can't do that. There's within reason, like, you said this, you're going about it like this, and now you're trying to undo everything you just said.
Mm-hmm.
There's that, and like, well, you didn't describe it that way, so how was I supposed to know?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I fall into the DM trap where I give too much behind the curtain, because I don't want people to ever feel that way.
Right.
I want people to go, I made the best choice I could make because I had all the information that I could have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily like I'm to the point where I'm spoiling, like, well, this guy's actually this. No, but I tend to overshare in a way that's still engaging, and fun, but so that way they can go like, okay, I can do this part like this. For the parts where it's more puzzly, more
Mm-hmm.
like they have to think, the more role play parts, I act as best I could, and then encourage like constant inside checks. Like, I could just be shitty and acting this. You know what I mean? Like, do you do it like this? I do a lot of like I'm not saying they're lying, but I would want to punch them in the face. There's going to be that kind of stuff.
Right.
But going to heists, it's if it was for something like this type of, like, these adventures or this kind of campaign that I know I'm doing, if it gets to the point where it starts to get abused, I know that there are flashback mechanics. Like, everybody gets
Mm-hmm.
one type of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when I would kind of incorporate it, because then it's all right, now it's just a convenient like plot armor, which I
Right.
kind of still love and I think it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Especially for
I
a one
want
shot.
exactly, yeah, like I want everybody to feel dope. I want everybody to feel like really cool. Um, and for a one shot, I would definitely want to encourage it because you're not gonna have time to plan.
Right.
For my campaign, they had plenty of time to plot and
Mm-hmm.
plan and stuff like that. So it's kind of
I
that's what
I
be like. You get a
ran
one.
I ran a casino heist with one of my
Mhm.
groups, and I was like, I'm thinking like 2 to 3 sessions. Is like three would be the maximum number of sessions that it should take to do this casino heist. They were there for like 8 sessions. And they like planned like meticulously what are we gonna do. They were sending in like reconnaissance missions into the casino to like figure it out. One of the people in the group got a job at the casino, and like while everybody else was like doing other stuff, was like the only thing he was doing during sessions was just like doing different stuff at the casino as like the job he had been hired for.
He's just
Um,
doing his job.
yeah, just like building up that reputation so that he like could get infiltration into different areas. One of the people in the group became extremely like hyper focused on the fact that this other person had gotten a job at the casino and he wasn't able to get a job at the casino, and got hyper focused on the fact that he desperately wanted to also get a job at the casino, and spent the majority of the time trying to convince the casino to hire him for the coat room. And that he would be so good at it, and hanging coats up is his passion, and like it became a whole thing with his character.
Hanging coats is his passion.
Yeah.
That is,
Um,
I mean, yeah, that's how you do it.
there was one session where I was like, they wanted to do like reconnaissance of the area and figure out like what are some ways in and stuff like that, and I was like, that's awesome. the person that is trying to do that, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. We'll just take your like whatever you roll as like the information you're able to gather about the area in that day. He's like, awesome. He's got a great investigation, so he rolls it. He rolled a nat 1. And so the rest of the party came back to his room at the end of the day for like to see what he had found. And I said the entire room was just filled with the like conspiracy theory like string maps all over the wall. And he's like, no, you don't understand. The whole city. It's like it's all connected. It's all there. And he had just kind of like lost his mind a little bit because he had dove a little too deep into trying to figure out how to get into this casino. And then the other guy who was like hyper fixated on like the coat room just like grabbed him and like smacked him. Was like, damn it, how do I get in the coat room? It was so much fun, but it took so long and it ended up going so poorly.
Of course, it always does. That sucks, but yeah, never goes to plan.
Well, so there in that casino, there's a fight pit in the basement, and you can buy like a wristband that lets you gain access to the basement and like be able to see all that stuff.
Okay.
But one of the people in the group was a mouse, like a regular mouse, but they were awakened and had like magic powers and stuff like that. And so they are a mouse. They're in the casino. I forget what happened. So stuff started going wrong. The party like retreated, ran out of the casino. The mouse couldn't get out fast enough, and got caught. And so when they realized, they were like, this is a like awakened mouse. Like this is a magic mouse. They put her into the fight pit. And like put her in the fight pit with up against displacer kittens, because like that's adorable. And she lost. And so it was just like this thing where like they got back to the tavern and they're like regrouping, and then they realize that Brianna's not there, and they're like, shoot. Ooh. And so they're like trying to form a plan for like how do we go back in and get it. And then them as a group goes, we should probably take a long rest first. And they took a long rest, leaving Brianna just like captured and in the fight pits. And then went back in the morning.
They don't realize the time. Yeah, they don't realize the amount of time that a long rest.
Right. I was like, you understand happen. You're gonna take 8 hours to like go to sleep. Right? And they were like, yeah, well, I really need my spell slots back. I was like, okay. I just see you've met Elliot. Elliot plays Brianna. Davy Jones for the rest of you. But Elliot was sitting in the call. He's just sitting there looking so annoyed as everybody's like, yeah, we'll take a long rest and then we'll try and get him in the morning.
That sucks. Oh my god. That makes me think of like two fun mechanics that I'd want to do for any sort of like collaborative situation.
Mm-hmm.
But before I get into them, it's about the halfway point. So we should really quick drop some news on everybody and kick off the Ranger report, and
we should
give people their much needed daily dose of what's going on in their game world, because we're telling them, because we are awake, and we're going to do the mental processing for you because we're clearly capable of it. So kick off that heat music I've heard once.
Oh, it's already
I heard
playing.
it one time. Oh, well, shit. It's play while I'm talking?
Yeah.
You gotta warn me. Like, I don't know how loud this shit is. It's just like
you're louder than the music.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Hunter. You kick it off.
Oh,
you do it.
Yeah. Welcome to the Ranger Report, tracking down all that news that you need to start your morning.
Damn. It was good. Sorry.
Oh, thanks. Let's start with the weather. You want to take weather, or you want me to?
Oh, you could do weather.
Okay.
Panic.
Just utter panic. It is a beautiful day. The sun's out, the skies are blue. You can see for miles, which is great. Except for the fact that mountain in the distance definitely wasn't there the day before. So where'd that come from? Who knows? We'll find out later. Junie, what do we got going on in the world?
Burglaries, Jim. A string of burglaries.
That's not great.
There have been reports of a coalition of shady shopkeepers that have been stealing mundane supplies from adventuring parties, traveling the land, then selling them back to those parties at incredibly exaggerated prices and not letting them properly investigate those items to realize that they're just mundane, believing them to be incredibly fantastical magic items. For example, in the dead of night, somebody not being perceptive enough to notice that someone snuck in and stole their regular 50 feet of rope, then meeting a traveling salesman that has a fantastical
a magical rope
that will do all the things you need, and just somehow being a step ahead and always being just above your perception checks, and charging you a dumb amount of money and then making you buy back your own rope. For breaking immersion here, DMs, if you have access to your players' D&D Beyond accounts, you literally go in and take their crap and then sell it back to them.
It's funny.
But coming back.
That's horrible.
Keep an eye out for that.
That's absolutely horrible. Who would do such a thing?
I don't know, but I'm not saying that I was swindled by them, but let's just say my socks aren't magical, Jim.
I'm not saying that sounds like a fiend who is just really taking their time and having a good time just tormenting players, but I'm not saying that. Let's go to our ad. This episode of the Ranger Report is brought to you by Not Your Grandmom's Bags. Bag.
I love that.
Are you looking for a thing to keep your other things inside of? Dice, minis, pens, loose buttons? It sounds like you need a bag. Head to Not Your Grandmom's Bags and use code WAFFLES for 15% off your order. If you, like me, have ever had to carry a large number of things and realized as you were walking that things were just falling all over the place and possibly being damaged by the hard floor as they hit it, you should probably keep those in a nice padded bag. Not Your Grandmom's Bag has got you covered. If you're a ranger like us, because we're rangers here on the Ranger Report, if you're a ranger and you have an animal companion that needs to look better because you're going to that fancy ball, why not buy them a pet bandana? Put your jaguar in a fancy pet bandana that has a Doctor Who TARDIS on it. That is a great look for your dire boar. Do the cool thing and buy them a pet bandana. If you a jaguar, yes. If you are looking for bags, pet bandanas, other things that they sell, go to the site and buy them using code WAFFLES at checkout. Junior, are there any events happening in the local area today?
Yes, there's a swap meet, but once again, watch out. This seems like just an excuse concocted by these shady salesmen to take your shit and then sell it back to you. So please be warned that any sort of flea market, swap meet, or people saying, "Hey, what do you got?" That's weird. Don't just tell people what you have in your possession.
If Tommy at your lunch table offers to swap you his goldfish for your mini Oreos, he is probably a fiend in disguise.
Yeah, it sounds like something a fiend in disguise would do.
Terrence, we also have an update from our previous Ranger report. The gelatinous cubes that fell from the sky and unionized have taken over waste disposal in the city. They are going door to door and dissolving any trash you put outside, thus making them a valuable member of the society. This has been
That's nice.
yeah, it's a wholesome update. Not all of them are mysterious mountains and little thieving shopkeepers. Um, this has been the Ranger Report. Tune in next time for more news on your games. That's it. That's what I got.
Cool. We did it. We did it, and it was flawless and elegant.
We have never messed up once. Do you realize that? Not
I
once have
almost
we
want us
ever
to.
made a mistake.
I want to know what it feels like to fail.
I want somebody to just really make it clear that I'm not as powerful as I think I am.
What's it like not to be perfect?
We wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's actually, if anything, if there's anything wrong with me, it's not knowing what not being perfect is like.
The only flaw that I have is that I make other people feel inferior by comparison.
Yeah, and that's not what I want to do all the time.
Right.
Only some of
this is a bit, and I feel bad having made it.
I felt bad, and then when you said the phrase "you made it," I was like, I no longer feel bad. This is Hunter's fault.
I take full
this is Hunter's
responsibility
fault.
for
I'm not
bit.
a jerk.
That was yeah. It was funnier when I started it, and then it went too long. And now I'm just like, no, guys, I love all of you, and I make mistakes all the time, and please don't feel bad if you do feel bad. It was a joke. I'm sorry.
He's literally writing to me right now with his other hand saying that these losers believe that I'm not perfect. Ha 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 ha. As if. Stop it.
I really
What are
should
you
stop
doing?
typing.
You really should. You should really stop that.
Let's
Points for making it look real smooth and like you're not typing.
Yeah, I'm very skilled. It's that nifty Pixel phone that I have.
I was about to say you're typing it with your feet.
Yeah. Not a plug for Pixel, but both Junie and I do use Pixel.
We both have the same phone.
It is wild. We're just two Pixel boys. Okay. We talked thieves. I feel like every time I say that, I add more syllables to it.
I love it. Yeah.
We've talked thieves. We've talked the scandals. We've talked the heists. There is, I don't know if you've heard of it. There is this little like indie studio that is making a movie based on Dungeons and Dragons. It's called D&D Honor Among Thieves. It's this tiny little thing. It kind of ties in to the current topic of like thieves. It's literally in the title, Honor Among Thieves.
There's no V in the title though. They couldn't spring for that.
These are just an uncomfortable letter for the whatchamacallit. Words are difficult. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but every once in a while I say things and immediately afterwards I'm like, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens. That's relatable. It's a relatable content.
So I lost track of my bit.
Okay, so we're hype-ish for the movie Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. They've apparently, I've been told and have not fact-checked this, but somebody has said something along the lines of like it won't get meta, and that was like the first thing I said. Like after watching the trailer, like it's gonna cut after the credits or at the end, like to a bunch of people playing a game. Like this is just their game.
There was a rumor that the people from like Dimension 20 and Critical Role had been like cast in it to do like exactly that. But they've been very clear that it isn't meta.
They want to make it like a Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. They want to make and in all honesty, I think if they want, because the fact that they did it like a tagline, like Honor Amongst Thieves, means they can go Dungeons and Dragons, the Mage's Scepter, and then like they can like make a whole bunch of
Right.
them. You know what I mean? Because there's different flavor, like the Great Sheep Chase. They
Right.
can make funny ones, they can make serious ones, they can make
I
scary ones.
for anyone from the production of this movie who is listening to the show, we know you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you are listening right now, here is something I would like to see in the next movie, free of charge. Uh, Same cast, but
Okay.
some of them are playing the same character, and some of them are playing new characters.
Huh.
So, like,
That's good.
Chris Pine is the bard in this group. Kill him off in this movie. Have him make a heroic sacrifice. Next time, Chris Pine still playing a character in the group, but this time he's a barbarian.
I love that they've said he's a bard, because for anybody that doesn't know, on D&D Beyond they've released stat blocks for all these characters, so you can use all the main characters in your game. And for the longest time, I know that I was like, what class is he? Because they
Mm-hmm.
showed him at the end of a trailer. Spoiler, the trailer though, it was him with a lute. So you're like, oh, he's a bard. And I was like, I don't know, guys. What if he's a rogue?
Right.
Like, what if he's just the like they're charismatic rogues, and he's like the one that's plotting the thieving term, thievings,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
The
just there.
thieves.
He's the thief's
Yes.
leader,
The thieves.
and yeah, so he's just there, and it's all a bait and switch. And what if his magic, quote unquote magic, is just more of those like you know uh, oh, he has like a Home Alone style situation where it's always like he set up a wire right there, and he's just really lucky, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, and that's like that roguish, the rakish audacity type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just a big old bait and switch with the loot.
It
So the
could
fact
be.
that they label him as a bard, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be magic. I haven't seen an updated trailer to know if they've made him use magic, because I still want to know what type of like if it is
I
music magic, or is if it's just like situational. Like, does he yell and move something, and that's how it, like, he knocked it over with like sheer vocal powers, or if it's like he has to hum, and
mm-hmm.
then that's his spell, whatever. So there's that.
I
But there.
have I have a
Mhm.
conspiracy theory for this movie. I
Uh-huh.
think a lot of the characters are not what they seem. Um
Okay.
so I do, like, I could definitely see, like, not a bard, just a rogue who plays music. Um the other one that I have a conspiracy theory about is the paladin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've looked at the paladin. They have a tattoo on their forehead, like right underneath their hairline, that bears a striking resemblance to the symbol of the warlock.
Okay.
Google Honor Among Thieves
I
paladin.
see what you're saying. I see what you are saying.
So
Okay.
there's a tattoo there. If you look at the Google D&D warlock image,
Uh-huh.
I or warlock symbol is probably what you're looking for. Symbol.
It's fun. You know something I just noticed? Like, are they all okay? They're all humanoid. They're not like just human.
But like that is the if you look at the warlock symbol, it has a striking resemblance, like the bottom half of that, to what is visible
I,
on his head.
okay, I see what you
So
were saying.
that is my, like, there's been nothing else in there that is that has pointed to that. There's nothing in there that makes me think like this could be a thing. But it is my, like, conspiracy theory prediction, so that if that is true, if that is a thing, that if they reveal at any point during the movie, oh, he's a warlock, or he used to be a warlock and now he's a paladin, um
Hmm.
I'm calling that a win for me.
All right, you heard it here, folks. All of
You
you.
heard it here. If it's not, I've already said that. I've already said that it would be wild if it was.
Yeah.
But if it is, I was right and you were wrong.
They also made for Doric, the druid of their group,
Mm-hmm.
they did the one thing to basically shove it in the face of all the nerds that got so upset when their druid turned into an owlbear
Mm-hmm.
that Doric magically transforms into a beast with a challenge rating of 3 or less,
Mm-hmm.
or into an owlbear. Because people got so upset that owlbears technically aren't beasts. So because it's technically a
Oh man,
monstrosity, so how can a druid turn into an owlbear?
that's such a
That's
cop
crazy
out.
sauce.
That's
It's
so
so
dumb.
so everybody got so mad. It's like, that's not a druid. What is that? It's like, oh, it's a druid. It's like, no, a druid can't turn into an owlbear. And I was just like, oh, I never really thought about it. And I didn't think about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I haven't had a druid want to turn into an owlbear before.
I will
But
say
just like
I've had a
so many
lot
people
of
got outraged.
druids. I've had a lot of druids since the release of the trailer who wanted to turn into an owlbear.
I can see that. Like, you know what I mean? What's a monstrosity? That's the thing. Now, monstrosities, are they made? Is that a thing? Because if it's
Um,
like,
I believe monstrosities are. That's the thing. They are like regular creatures, right? They're born,
mm,
but
yeah,
they're more monstrous, which seems like a
I
just a very weird uh
yeah,
like
because
specification.
at that point it's like Avatar's Last Airbender rules. Like this is just an animal. You know, okay, so they classify as frightening creatures that are not ordinary, really just literally that are not ordinary, not truly natural, and almost never benign. Some of the results of natural experiments. So owlbears are magical experiments. That's how they
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I figured. It was always like, an experiment or something like that. But if it's just like owlbears are out there,
Mm-hmm.
they become just like crazy ass bears, like then that kind of shifts definitions a little bit. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like that's starting to be a just a creature that's just real gnarly.
The
A
way I've
dire wolf
always
is
looked
still a
at it,
beast.
the way I've always looked at it is like you've got, yeah, exactly, dire wolves, dire bears, like those are all
Yeah,
regular animals. An owl bear is like it's a creature. It like has like it does its life. It can have babies and all of that. Like it's a creature. Um, it's just I feel like the specification of monstrosity for a lot of the creatures of like an owl bear for specifics. An owl bear is, for all intents and purposes, a regular animal, other than that it doesn't exist in the real world. But like so is a dire wolf and a dire bear and like all of those. So it makes very little sense to me that that there is that arbitrary line in the sand anyway. So I was super excited to see the druid turn into an owlbear. I think that's great.
uh I'm looking through this real quick. This is gonna be the last thing I say about these characters. um the character I would have labeled their barbarian
Mm-hmm.
is nothing. She
What?
doesn't she doesn't have a class. She has unarmored defense. She has a medium, like everybody else says, like medium humanoid bard, druid, paladin, sorcerer.
Hmm.
She doesn't. She just has medium humanoid. She has reckless attack, unarmored defense, multi attack, great seal, and wrestle. She has the ability to wrestle things,
Hmm.
but she is not classified a barbarian. And I wonder if it's because they didn't want to give her rage,
Yeah.
which
That's
is
it's probably what it is.
it's very specific though.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they have the reckless on there.
yeah,
Um.
and
Yeah.
armor defense, so they could have just made her AC whatever. Like, but the fact that they specified it's unarmored,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
The Hugh Grant's character also is not labeled as a rogue, but does do thieves can't, has evasion, has bonus cutting action, like is
Yeah.
very clearly a rogue.
That one I
Um,
thought was because they didn't want to like reveal story crap.
right.
That one I was just like, is this like a story situation where they didn't want to do? But like somebody that I thought was clearly like, a bad guy, like the woman that's in red, like she's the wizard. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, so they don't shy away from those classes, but the other ones, yeah. Um so this is something that because they made a dynamic. They made like everybody's gonna have their own specialty and they're gonna be able to help each other in different ways. And earlier I mentioned something where like what I like to do for classes that for party members that are helping each other out. I haven't played with it too much, and I would love to hear what other people think about this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but it's a variant like a homebrew type of thing where you can when people help each other, like they assist each other on a roll instead of giving each other advantage,
Mm-hmm.
they can give them their modifier. Have you ever heard of this?
Mm-mm.
So let's just say like I have a +7 in investigation, right? And you want to do a thing, but you have a 1 or a negative, right? I help you, I just give you advantage. That's
Mm-hmm.
not great. But what if I helped you and I give you my 7?
Mm.
And then it kind of becomes you become valuable because now you can actually actively say you are helping in some way, and that other person still gets the role to do something.
Right.
So it's that way where it's all right, man, this type of game or this type of session involves a lot of this type of check, so it's one person doing it all, or
Mm-hmm.
spread the wealth, everybody can help, but this one
Yeah.
party member is very valuable and helps a lot of people, and that's them giving their modifier and
Right.
helping in some way, shape, or
It
form,
also
but everybody still gets to do it.
it makes a bard like that versatility is like very very helpful to everybody.
Correct.
um I like that a lot, actually. I like that better than the advantage,
Correct. Yeah,
because
I
it
don't get to use
also,
it as often, but it's like
right,
it's
well,
just
especially if you
nice.
have like, I've seen people that are like, I'll help, um and then the person like rolls with advantage, but their first roll is a nat 20. And it's like, well, I guess you didn't need my help. Like, and now that person feels defeated. And it's like, no, you helped. Like, you are part of that nat 20.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do it that way, if they roll a nat 20, now they're nat 20 plus 3 plus 4 more, like that's great.
Yeah. I've done it like the way it was pitched to me was like you use their modifier instead of yours. So you're negating your whatever yours is to use theirs. But it still like encourages a lot of, that person like wants to help everybody else is like, they feel valuable. Oh, I'm the persuasive one. But instead of them being the one to have to talk it all, it's anybody can try to talk it and at least he's helping you or whispering in your ear or whatever they're doing to help you out
Ooh,
type of
for like
thing.
social stuff.
Yeah, so if it's
Yeah.
like you have instead of having one person be the face, it's like, okay, no, you do it, I'm going to help you like this, but then they still get to do it and
Mm,
everybody can still feel valuable. So for in a planning situation like this, a heist situation, you can kind of like say how they what their valuable contribution is, you know what I mean? So like almost like pre-plan the investigation role or pre-plan the whatever because that person put in this type of work.
mm.
And so that person vicariously is like we succeeded because of me, but that person still gets to roll the math rocks, the original person, they get to roll, do the thing and carry it out with the help of their friend.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, no,
That's a really
I
good home
for
rule.
for something like this, I can see how it really helps when it's somebody that's not suited for something, but the whole point is you're part of a team.
Mm-hmm.
You are there to help each other and you everybody's bringing something to the table, so it's you're covered in that way.
Right.
Now, if it's something where all right, you're completely, disconnected from one another, you're doing something completely off the wall, but if you're going to just blurt out something and then look to your bard like, yeah, give me your bonus. It's like they might not be able to, or
Mhm.
like, no, you dug this grave. So it's not like an instant like, oh, I have everybody's dope scores. But if somebody was gonna help, that's a way you can help them without just doing advantage. So
I like that a
yeah,
lot.
for something like this, I can really see utility in like how that can just make it so everybody feels like a valuable. Like, I'm a barbarian. How am I going to help during a heist?
Mhm.
Well, muscle, yes, you're dexterous probably, but also as long as you are a team player and are okay with collaborating
Mhm.
and working as a team, you can still be the one that does this. He wrote out your script. He's the one, like, somebody told you to say this, and you could just do it and make sure you don't mess up.
Yeah.
But
I like that a lot.
right. So uh we I feel like there was one more thing that I was gonna say, but it's gonna have to be bonus content because we're out of time. And I totally remember what it was, but we don't have the time to do it. But is there anything else that you want to talk about as far as the thieves and the such? Is there anything else that you feel that we didn't really dive into the meat of?
I feel like we got to everything I wanted to talk about. I could obviously continue to talk on this topic for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we covered all the stuff that I wanted to at least touch on.
All right. Yeah. But we we this was good. I'm glad we could talk about how you can help how you can steal crap in your games. And how you go about it. We definitely want to hear about how other people steal crap from their world and
Yeah.
from people and such. Um, but
Tweet at
we're
us.
looking
Let us
forward to,
know. Let us know
yes.
cool things that you have stolen in the game. Don't confess to any real crimes. But tweet at us and let us know what your
Oh,
TNT characters have stolen.
and if you do confess to real crimes, don't make it obvious they're confessing to real crimes. Make them sound like fake crimes.
This
That's
is
you
this
rolling
is not
a real life
legal
deception check.
advice. This is not
This
legal
is not
advice.
legal
This is
advice. It's a
Warlocks and
challenge.
Waffles
Nope, nope,
cannot be
that's not
held
true either. That's
responsible for any crimes that
You're
you
talking over
confess
me,
to.
Hunter. It's just us talking over each other. It's like, do illegal things. I was like, do not do illegal things. This is not. Do not do this. We're cutting all this out. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Um,
this is all gone. If you're hearing this, it's because you're here right now. Where this is gonna be gone.
I'm just gonna bleep it in the audio podcast. It'll just be
It's
a
just one
long
long
bleep.
like boop.
Legal advice.
Not.
Legs broken. Yeah. All right. So, Hunter, hit them with those sweet calls to action that we want to go out on a high note. Let the people know what they should do.
I absolutely will. Before we do that,
Oh yeah,
would you like to plug what we've got coming on Monday?
we're stealing your crap.
That's
No, you're right. That's another thing. We're also stealing crap. No, uh, Monday, we are going to have Dylan and Aram from Kill Every Monster, the Kill Every Monster podcast, hang out with us and talk to us about things and monsters. And I don't want to say everything because I have some fun ideas for what we can talk about. But yeah, we're like, Mondays are going to be our guest days. I think that'd be kind of fun.
yeah.
Uh,
Probably not
but
every Monday, but like
yeah,
that'll probably end up being the day that we have guests when they come on.
yeah. So, but yeah, it'll be the day after daylight savings time. We're gonna lose an hour, but we will be here.
So excited.
Uh, yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll put more out about that and send some promo things to get people excited about that. But their season 3 just dropped. They did Pixies, and
Nice.
it's a group of 3. They form a crack team of Pixies. They go to rescue a captured pixie. Um, I will just say one thing from the episode: they every time they curse, they giggle. Every time they curse it, and one guy's just like, "Yeah, no, 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 tee hee. Like that's how he full blown like has that
That's
voice and just
so
says
that's
tee
so
hee.
good.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Um, so yeah, Monday, the boys from Kill Every Monster are gonna be here, and I'm really looking
Very
forward to that.
exciting. Excellent. As we head out into this weekend, remember, crimes are bad. So, if you're gonna thief those special moments with a loved one. If you're going to kill it on the dance floor. And if you're going to light things on fire, light a candle on a birthday cake for a child. Until next time, we are Junie and Hunter. This has been Warlocks and Waffles. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great weekend, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.